The scenery outside reminds me of my pride, reminds me of my will. At the windowsill, I sit and see the grays. The children, they all play and laugh amongst themselves. Somehow remind me of myself on the merry-go-round.
What is happening, YouTube? It is Trev. Let me move this microphone a little closer to me. I'm trying to be a little quiet because it's a little earlier in the morning. People are sleeping. All right, anyway. I want to put something on your radar. Something new that I haven't talked about on the channel. However, I was talking about a bit yesterday on X, or formerly known as Twitter. And I want to try to keep this as short as possible. So a lot of the research is going to kind of be up to you, but let me take you over here. I want to talk about raincoin, and I'm going to give you a brief synopsis of raincoin. I will be getting a little more, hopefully, in depth into this particular project, because what I would really like to do, I can't guarantee it, but what I would like to do is actually chat with one of the co-founders and do a little interview and get some more information. But raincoin. This is the homepage, right? And it's raincoin.xyz. You can go and check it out for yourself. 100% of the supply is already in the liquidity pool, and the supply is only 1 million. Okay, I'm not going to read through the homepage. You can read through it if you want. I am going to really briefly go to the white paper, because what interests me about this coin is the tokenomics, if you will, but basically just the way that things are being run. Okay, so, and I'll tell you a little story, which is a little upsetting, but I'll tell you in a minute. Anyway, again, you can go through this white paper and you can read, word for word what's actually going on here. But let me give you a synopsis. So the coin was launched, I don't know, maybe in October-ish of last year, and with a 1 million supply. What happened is all of the whole supply is locked, right? They took half of the supply and they bought it, put it in a wallet, in a deployer wallet. Okay, so now you've got 50% of the supply in this deployer wallet. 50% of the supply is available for people to purchase, trade, whatever. Okay, everything at this point is run by smart contracts. Keep that in mind. 2 co-founders, and they basically have no physical control over how any of this stuff works. All right, there is a 1% transactional tax on everything, right? If you buy it, if you sell it, even if you transfer it or whatever, right? There's a 1% tax that is levied on it. It's called a reflection tax. What happens is that tax, as it's collected, is paid out to the holders on a daily basis. Now, depending on how much you're actually holding depends on the percentage of this tax that you will collect in reflections. So, somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, but the way I'm understanding this is that if you own 1% of the supply, you will, and you're holding it, right? You're going to receive 1% of those reflections. If you're holding 5%, you'll receive 5% of those reflections. But now the deployer wallet, let's remember, is holding 50%, or more accurately, it's holding about 47% when I looked at it, right, of the supply. So I would imagine 47% of these reflections are going to that wallet, right, that deployer wallet. This all happens automatically. It's all within the contract. Nobody has to push a button and say, all right, we're going to pay the whatever now, or we're going to wait on it. No, it's automatic. It happens on a daily basis. And then they have something that is called, let me see if I can find it so I make sure that I say this right. The daily thunderstorm. And at midnight, GMT time, General Mountain Time, this thunderstorm midnight further contributes to the distribution, increasing the number of rain coins received by all holders. Matter of fact, I'll just read this one thing. Holders of raincoin are rewarded through a mechanism known as the reflection tax, which is programmed into the smart contract. Whenever coins are moved, whether it's buying, selling, or transferring, a 1% reflection tax is automatically applied. This tax is then distributed to all raincoin holders, weighted by the wallet balances. In other words, the more raincoins an individual holds, the greater the amount they receive from this reflection tax every time transactions occur on the network. Additionally, the daily thunderstorm event at midnight contributes to the distribution, increasing the number of raincoins received all holders. All right, the launch of raincoin distinguishes itself from other cryptocurrencies by providing transparency in its token of 1 million supply of 1 million tokens. The total supply was placed in the liquidity pool and locked at inception. The thunderstorm supply, right? This is the 50% that was locked in that deployer wallet, was created by acquiring 50% of the tokens from the public DeFi pool. This approach ensures that all coins are publicly accessible and in circulation, contributing to the transparent ecosystem. Okay, so you get 1%, or you get rewarded, you get reflections based on that 1% tax, but also you're getting a portion of this deployer wallet as well, just for holding. And because 1%, this is the way I understand it, because 50% of that reflection is going into that deployer wallet, it keeps replenishing itself. And then it's paid out to the holders, right? So it's kind of a circle of just paying you and paying you and paying you. And as people, listen, if you're buying and you're holding or whatever, that's great. But eventually people sell and they're out, right? As they sell, all the taxes that they paid, right, are going to reward the people who continue to hold. It's a system that other people have used. It's a tried and true system. It works well, but what I really love about it is that it is all run by smart contract. These guys can go to sleep and don't even have to think about it. It just automatically happens, right? So they're on Polygon. And the reason, if you think about this transaction, right, this reflection tax thing, there's a lot of things that are actually happening on the chain. A lot of interaction, a lot of transactions, right, on the chain. So if they had gone with Ethereum, we know Ethereum fees and, gas or whatever, it's stupid, right? They would have been paying so much in overhead, in fees or whatever, that by time whatever was left in reflections to pay to the holders, it really would have been nothing. So they decided to go with Polygon because Polygon has extremely low fees. Now, the way you buy this thing, if you want to buy it, but I recommend, like I said, do your due diligence first, right? But if you decide that you want to pick some up, they're selling it on SushiSwap. I did it, and yes, I did grab a few, but we'll have that conversation in a second, right? I grabbed a few just a little while ago, to be honest with you. And I did it with my MetaMask. So I had never, ever bought anything on the Polygon network before. I had never bought myself any Matic. So what I did is, if you go to your list of networks on your MetaMask wallet, the pull down, Polygon might already be listed, but if it's not listed, there's something that says add a network. So you hit add a network, you find Matic, hit the button, boom. Now you've got that network as an option in your MetaMask. They talk about here where once you do that, now you can send some Matic to your wallet. But honestly, with MetaMask at least, once I had Polygon in there, right, it showed me Matic, and I had 0 of it. But if I clicked on it, it gave me the option to buy it. I bought it just as easily as I would buy ETH, the same exact way, okay? So I just bought it. I bought some, I don't know, $100 worth or whatever, right? And put it into, so now it's in my MetaMask. And then on the home page here, this is what I did, just made it easier for myself. On the home page, there's a button here that says Buy Rain. And if you click on that, it brings you right to SushiSwap. It's the same process as anything else that you buy. It's very simple. I went to SushiSwap. It brought me there. I connected my wallet. I bought some Rain, right? I bought $50-$60 worth. That's all I bought, just to kind of get my feet wet, as you will, right? Everything here is kind of Rain. It's all, because it's a meme, everything's about being wet or rainstorms or thunderstorms or whatever. It's cute. Okay, so that's what I did. Now I want to take you over here. Here's the Polygon scan, and you can see there is 1 million supply of rain, 587 holders. But I can tell you, the top 200 wallets have more than 2 rain coins in them. Everything below that, right? The next 387. It's actually 388 now because now I'm in there. But the next 388 wallets hold less than 2 coins. And a lot of that is 1 coin, and a lot of that is actually less than 1 coin. So I started thinking to myself, I started wondering if maybe, did they do like an airdrop just to kind of pad the amount of holders or whatever? But it was explained to me by Calvin, who is one of the co-founders, that no, they didn't do an airdrop, but they have done some giveaways. In order to qualify for the giveaway, you had to own and hold at least 1 coin. So it seems like when they did this, a lot of people got in and bought themselves a coin or a couple coins or whatever, just to basically get in on this potential giveaway. I don't know how many giveaways have done. I don't know how many how many owners there have been or winners there have been, but I know that a large percentage of that 588 holders probably aren't even really paying attention to this project. I would say maybe the top 200, maybe even the top 150 are really invested in really paying attention. What that means is that it is very early. It's very early with this. Not a lot of people know about it or have gotten involved in it, right? And that's usually a really, really good thing. And in this case, I do think it's a good thing. But I do want to show you this. And this would concern a lot of people normally, naturally, right? And I'll tell you a little bit of the story. So back in October of 23, this is when my friend contacted me and said, hey, I am invested in this project, brand new project. It's a meme coin. It's called Rain. She said, I know the guys who are creating it. I guess she was aware of some other things that they had created. She had become some sort of friends with these people. I don't know, what exactly the relationship is, but, friends, she said, and people that I trust. They're really, really good guys. And, they're making this project. And right now, she says, nobody knows about it. It's really just friends and family. And they're getting the word out to, again, friends and family to get involved if they want to get involved really, really fast, really early, because they think that this thing is going to do really well. They want you to, if you're going to buy, you have to buy, I think, $100 worth is what she told me. And I said, okay. I said, well, that's really cool. Thank you for the heads up. Give me the contract address. I wanted to look at it. I wanted to look into it. I wanted to maybe see what I could find out about these guys. You know me. I want to talk to the people who are actually making the project and running the project. I want to get the information from the source. And I had every intention of doing that, but I never did it. I just didn't have time. October, November, extremely busy at work. We're trying to wrap up the season. I never got to it. I never bought any, right? So she got involved in here. She put in a few $100s, right? Way back when it was worth really nothing. And then this is what it did. So November 9th, it had a nice little bump up. It went up to like 20 cents. And then it continued to go up over the next couple of days. And it went up and down a little bit, but we're looking at higher highs and higher lows. It's continuing on a slight upward trajectory. It's doing pretty good until we got to about Christmas. The day before Christmas, another nice bump. And it went up to almost 60 cents, right? It ended up closing that day around 55 cents. Then Christmas Day, really big bump. Ended up closing around 70 cents. And then that was the day after Christmas, right? Then on the 27th, a really big leap. And went up to, looks like, pushed $1, almost $1, right? Got rejected at $1. And so it looks like $1 was maybe where it wanted to go, right? And it kept coming close to that dollar, it looks like, not quite breaking that dollar. And so I'm imagining, because it was teetering for a couple of days and couldn't break that dollar, I'm imagining that maybe a few people thought, well, that's about as high as we're going. Let me take some profits. And the next 3 days, it dipped. But then we caught some support, right? And that was a spot where people said, nope, this thing has legs. I'm going to jump in. And on the 5th of January, right into the new year, this thing finally broke the dollar. And once it broke the dollar, it caught some wind, right? And it kept going and kept going and kept going. Had a couple red days, but ultimately it really just kept moving up in this nice upward trajectory. And it got to here. It got to the 19th of January, and I'm assuming a bunch of people bought, went up to like $1.40. Then the next day, boom, big green candle, went up to $1.80. You would think my friend would have texted me and said, hey, Trev, you know that, even back here, right? You know that thing that we talked about a few months ago, rain? It just went up to $1, It's doing really, really well. You would have think I would have got a heads up then. Nope, nothing. And it's not like we weren't talking. We had talked, right? And it went up, pushing $1.50. You think I would have got a text? Nope, no text, right? On the 20th of January, boom, up to, now we're testing $2, right? And, the next day, nice day. Then we finally had a red day, okay? But even if you look at that red candle, I mean, look at the strength here. That red candle on that day, it still closed higher than the previous day's low. And if you see that little wick on the bottom, that's showing you that it still has some upward pressure. So what happened the next day? Boom, we broke that $2, okay? This was on the 23rd of January, just a few days ago. Broke the $2 mark, right? Next day, kept going. Then yesterday, this was, God candle. This was crazy. Started somewhere around the 220 range and really almost hit $4, right? Ended up settling in around 375 for the day. I finally got a text. I finally got a message. Somewhere around $3.40, $3.50, I got a message. Oh, hey, remember that rain thing? Yeah, I just 100x'd. I wanted to kill her. But my fault, right? I slept on it. Not intentionally, but I slept on it. It happens. It absolutely happens. You hear about things sometimes and you're like, oh yeah, I'll check that out. And you let it go and you let it go and you never know what's going to be the one that would have been that life-changing money for you, right? If I had put $100 in back when she told me about it, it'd be worth over 10 grand right now. So what can you do, right? Anyway, that was the deal. So I watched it. I was like, holy crap. I looked at it. Now, now I've got time. Now I'm sitting home because, we're not working right now. So now I really jumped in. I looked at it. I actually got in the TG. I chatted with some people. I jumped on, everything that I could to take a look at what was going on with this thing. Started reading the white paper, reading the homepage, everything. And found out that this is a very, very interesting project. Okay. But it had run up like crazy. Trading 101 tells you just don't jump into something once it's run up this much. It's too late, right? So what did I do? I jumped in. I tweeted yesterday. I said, listen, if this thing drops back down to $3, I'll jump in, because it had run up. It was, when I went to bed, it was probably around $3.50. I said, it's going to pull back. At this point, people are going to take profits without a doubt. I'll wake up. It'll probably be somewhere in the 280, 290 range, and I'll jump in. Well, when I woke up, it was at like 375. I was like, holy crap, right? So yeah, 50, 60, I think like $60 worth I bought, right? Nothing big, but I threw some in. And, if it does dip, if it does drop down at some point, I'll probably grab some more. Because the way I'm seeing this thing, the way they have it set up with such a low supply, so few people who really know about it right now, very low fees being on Polygon, right? Showing as much strength as it is showing with the few holders that it has. We're not even in a bull market yet. Once word starts getting out about this thing and people see what this chart looks like and the strength that it's showing, they're going to start jumping in. When they start jumping in, this thing's going to take off again. And yeah, I put in $60. If I end up putting in $100, $200 or whatever, if I double my money, if I go from $100 to $200, that's a win to me, right? What if it 3Xs? What if I make $300? What if the bull market comes and the word gets out about this thing? Maybe they throw a little into some marketing. I don't know. And it goes nuts, right? What if this goes $20, $30, $50? You never can tell. So why not throw $50 at it? Now, listen, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying when you're showing this kind of strength in everything else that this thing has going for it, the way it actually works, it has potential. It has potential. You determine how much potential you think it has. I think it has a lot of potential to keep moving. I can't afford to. I think if I could afford to throw $1,000 at this thing right now, I'd probably do it. I really would, right? I think it would be worth the risk because I don't know. It's a gut feeling, right? Don't trade on gut feelings unless you can afford to lose that money. And I can't afford to lose $1,000 right now, so I'm not doing it. But if I could afford to lose $1,000, I'd throw $1,000 at this thing easy. I really would. Anyway, wanted to put it on your radar. Wanted to tell you about it. Wanted to show you about it. You can go and check it out for yourself and see what it is that you want to ultimately do. Jump in the TG, talk to those guys. I'm going to try my best to get Calvin, one of the co-founders, maybe both guys, try to get them on to actually chat with them a little bit and get a little more deep dive information about this project and where they maybe see it going, where they come from, what they've done before. All that information is really good when you're trying to determine whether you want to invest in something. And I'll let you know. I'll definitely be talking about this one for a little while, so keep tuned. All right, hit the like button for me, please. Make sure you hit the like button. That's what gets the algorithm cooking, right? Subscribe if you're not subscribed, if you want to subscribe, whatever. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section. And I'll chat with y'all later. Ciao.